Good. I'm glad you're here, Tiffany. Man, we go way back, when the start of Juice for Life in Bellevue. And then
Yep.
kind of met through Sheila, who is also in the naturopath. And Sheila
Yep.
took me in as family. And then you and Larry became like family to me. And you guys watched
Yes.
Juice for Life grow. And here you are,
Yeah.
still here with me on this journey.
Thank you. Yes. Yes.
I wanted to bring you on because I get this question all the time in the group. People want to know about doing a juice cleanse and what that's like. And so you just had one.
Yep.
And I wanted you to share your experience with everyone else so they can kind of like, because they see me as doing it a lot and a long time, but we are all in this together.
Yep.
You teach me, I teach you, you know what I mean? And so I'm going to let you go ahead and share what, the cleanse you just did.
Okay. Before I start, can you explain the juices that you gave me for the cleanse?
Yeah, that is a good start. Okay, so guys, for those listening, Tiffany started with 3 blends. And this was 3 of the half gallons that you guys see so often. But I customized these for her because of her, particular goals. So we started with some greens because that's that chlorophyll. And also the greens don't have any fruit sugar in it. So it's a way to kind of like reset your palate. And then as we know, green equals energy, it equals light. And so we're trying to cut our light on. So then we went from there, and then you did the circulation. Because once you drink life, you need it to flow.
Yeah.
And so that circulation, guys, is the one with the beets in it. And then we went from there and we went on a sweeter side, but because we're in the winter here in the Midwest, we needed to eat with the seasons. So that means root vegetables. And I made a custom blend called the Caribbean carrot.
Yes.
And all right. And then we went to our all-time favorite, because anytime you're embarking on a cleanse, you need to have something to offset those cravings. And so we went metabolite.
Yes.
Now that you're getting all this energy, we want one to get that metabolism going. And then we're using the grapefruit to cut the sugar cravings, right?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So that you did more than 3 blends, 4.
I did 4 blends.
Yes, 4 blends.
So I'll give a little background. I won't spend a lot of time, but I have a condition called gastroparesis, which developed from an earlier medical condition I had, brain surgery, 2 aneurysms, 3-centimeter mass, and a lot of medications, a lot of prescribed medications that I left the hospital with. And because of that, it slowed down the movement of my intestines, which means that flow that we naturally have that pushes that food through your bowels and your colon, that out. Most people can digest food within an hour to an hour and 45 minutes. My condition is 6 to 8 hours.
Right.
So very coarse foods, very thick foods take a long time. And so it just sits in my stomach and makes me sick. Right. So I started researching doing a juice cleanse because I've been struggling with that, especially during COVID and being quarantined. Right. We're at home, we don't move as much, we snack or eat more, things like that. So I started looking at a juice cleanse to try to get that movement to back at least to where I was, not fully healed, but on the road to healing, because I felt something was different in my stomach. I felt more bloated, felt heavy, like really heavy, things like that. And I'm like, I think I need to clean this out so I can jumpstart my body again.
That's how it's done.
Right. So I reached out to Camille, which is, I always reach out to Camille because she always knows what I'm going through. She knows how to help me.
Right there with you.
I reached out to her because she has been with my journey for a long time. She knows the conditions I have, things like that. And I advised her I wanted to do a cleanse, but I was nervous about doing it because I also don't have a gallbladder. to
Right.
process a lot of veggies, fibrous stuff, things. I don't
Right.
have a gallbladder to help with that. So I was nervous about doing it because I didn't want to be sick for like three to 7 days or however long I was doing it. So we talked about it. She came up with the 3 blends that initially, the greens, the Caribbean, and the circulation. But I am a fan of Metabolite. I have been on Metabolite forever. That is my favorite one.
Well, we
And
got
I've been buying it for a long time.
I love that. But I want to go back to something you said that was so beautiful. Uh,
Mhm.
once you get on this path and you really start developing a relationship with your body, it immediately talks to you.
Yep.
And you'll realize that it has been talking to you for a very long time.
Yes.
But once you start develop that really intimate relationship with yourself, you're like, oh, I heard that, or I
Yep.
felt that. You
Yep.
really get in tune with yourself.
Yes.
And then, as they say, there's always warning before destruction.
Yes.
You don't even have to get that far, because now you notice the signs. And when you saw it, you were like, I know how to reset.
Yes. Yes. And this was my first cleanse. I've never done a cleanse before. This was my first attempt, not whether it's a juice cleanse, whatever type of cleanse, I've never done one before. So I already had some nervous about it because I don't know how my body was going to react with this condition that I have.
Right.
So what I did during this cleanse, I started the night before. So I started on a Sunday.
Okay.
So Monday. Sunday night, I drank a cup of the circulation before I went to bed.
Yes.
And me and my husband are workout fiends. So every morning we get up at 4 o'clock, go down to our home gym, and we work out. So the next morning I drink about 69 to 70 ounces while I'm working out. I drink a lot of water while I'm working out because I sweat so hard and I need to keep my body replenished.
Correct.
So we work out for about an hour to an hour and 45 minutes. And then after my workout, I do my post workout with the mixture of the greens.
Yes, let me share something. And I love that, because actually with cardio, the muscles expand. And so afterwards, when you drink that green, that it then now can be absorbed faster. You
Mm-hmm.
get so much more of the benefit. And then your body is in repair mode, because as you
Right.
stretch the muscle. So I love that in combination with the workout.
Yes.
Yes, greens for energy. I love that. Okay.
Yep. And then I would also do my ginger shot. You know, I gotta have my ginger shot in the morning. I'd also do my ginger shot as well.
That's right. And then that ginger is giving you that. So, food is going to come in different ways to heal you. It'll either be hot, cold, spicy, sweet, bitter, tart. These are all ways that each of the blends. So you notice that the circulation was sweet, but it also had that earthiness.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And
Yes.
so then when you get a hold to then the greens, and so what we did for you, because we didn't want to irritate you too much, we made sure a lot of your blends stayed neutral.
Right.
Because sometimes we can do, you can irritate the gut with too many triggers.
Yes.
So good. I'm loving this. So then post workout, you got that energy, you're repairing the muscles. Then what happens next?
And then after that, I made sure I keep my water bottle. I drink at least one of these after I did the greens. So I didn't even attempt to eat anything. I wasn't hungry because I was so full of liquids anyway. Okay. But I didn't attempt to eat it until this was completely gone. I wanted to make sure I put that water, like I said, in my body again, because I've just burned so many calories working out. Okay. And then putting the ginger and the greens in my body to replenish it. We want to once again cleanse that palate and rinse that through and make sure it's going through all the organs.
Yes.
And so my first cup of the day was the Caribbean after the greens. I would then do the Caribbean because it had the turmeric and the mango and it get the little sweetness that just, it was perfect.
Perfect
Perfect.
breakfast blend. That's right. And so, I think a lot of people are nervous about doing these cleanses or, whatever steps because they think I'm going to be starving.
Hmm.
But here you are flooding your body
Hmm.
with carrots and ginger and greens and grapefruit and aloe. To then the aloe from the metabolite is then going to come in and soothe. So as the food starts moving, because unfortunately, like you said, those without a gallbladder or those without that paresis, it's not moving.
Right.
So when it finally does move, you have some irritation. And that's what we call inflammation or
Yep.
irritable bowel syndrome, things like
Yep.
that. So then the aloe and like sea moss gels, they
Hmm.
come in and cool it off like a band-aid.
Yep.
Look at you.
So after I did the Caribbean, that's when I would drink that, and like maybe about 30, 45 minutes later, I would eat the soup that I made, the rutabaga, turnip,
Oh,
carrots, onions, garlic, and a vegetable broth. I made that soup. So I would eat the 2 cups of that soup and rinse that down with 8 ounces of metabolite.
love it. Love it. And I want to also testify to that soup because Tiffany is a awesome cook. She is one of our favorites every year between her and Sheila and some other family. Man, we all are foodies, aren't we?
Yes.
And I wanted you to enjoy the process. This is
Yes.
not something that you should be, dreading. You want
Yes.
to look forward to this food festival,
Yes.
and then you used we said the what was in there? Carrots. We had the turnips.
And the rutabaga.
We talked about rutabaga. Yes, rutabaga, and it was able to absorb all that seasoning that you put in there, and so that was soul food right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I love that, and yes, I was getting it in too, guys. Yes, I was getting it in. I even froze some. So yeah.
I'm still eating it. I got more.
I know. So yeah, so I love this part because when people think about these cleanses, they think about diet, and we talked about what are the first 3 letters in diet. We're not here to be suffering. We're here
Right.
to celebrate life.
Right.
And when you change your perspective about the journey you're about to take, then it becomes something so much more than just, a fad.
Right.
This now becomes a part of your lifestyle,
That
almost like, and make it a holy day, holiday,
yes.
you know.
And I'm a testament to that because I'm still eating the soup even though the cleanse is over because
Yeah,
I've seen the benefits of it.
I love
Um, and so after the metabolite, I tried to make sure I was always having something productive in my body every 3 hours,
it. Okay.
trying to make sure that it kept moving, kept moving, kept moving. Water, and then whatever I was going to do, whether it was the juice or sometimes I would snack on grapes or apples or pears. I stuck to the whole time, the whole week. I stuck to only things that are produced by seeds, no animal byproducts.
There you go.
Which is butter, cheese, all of that. I left all of that out.
Right. So now this is the part I really want you to share and to, how much you're comfortable with. But you had to have gone through some kind of withdrawal. And
So
yeah, so you know how that happens when the body gets shocked that it's not receiving what it's used to.
right. Mm-hmm.
So what were your signs?
So I can say that I'm so used, because of my condition, I'm so used to going through these periods where I'm nauseated and I don't eat very much.
Okay.
And I messed up because I love Brussels sprouts as just like anybody else, but Brussels sprouts are filled with gas. They're fibrous.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided for one of my meals, I was going to eat Brussels sprouts. I only ate like 10 of them, maybe.
Right.
And the next day, I think it would have been the day I would have been through withdrawal. I believe it was like the second or
Second
third day.
day. Yep.
The next day, I was so sick from the Brussels sprouts, I didn't have the chance to lean on the withdrawal.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
But that was my fault because I love Brussels sprouts and I should have ate them.
But that's the learn. That's still a come up.
Right.
No, it's not. The mistakes are the lessons learned,
Yep.
and it turns into golden nuggets. To know thyself.
But
And wow.
I can say when I did feel like the hunger, I wouldn't say I was hungry, but the thought, because I believe it's mind over matter. When I felt like the hunger was creeping in, the metabolite, the fruit, the veggies, the snacking on the things that were healthy and seeded and good for me kept me from that withdrawal. And then I drank so much water. I was full all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. I upped my water to 190 ounces a day.
There you go.
I usually drink about 150, but for this process, I upped it to 190 because I didn't want to feel hungry or go through withdrawals or things like that.
That's the key. You just said it. That is the key to surviving the process.
Mm-hmm.
It is that flow. You want it because the process of eliminating, that is what a cleanse means. It means to eliminate.
Yep.
So if you are not eliminating, you are not cleansing.
Right.
So we're in the process of moving things out so that we can put new things in. So I have a lot of people who are looking for quick fixes. And they're just like, I want to just be able to still do what I do and then get the results that I want.
Right.
That can happen if you do these scheduled cleanses.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're either building the body up or breaking it down.
Right.
Every now and then we need to take that break, and it should have then made your body even more sensitive. Did it not?
It did because like I eliminated animal byproducts.
Yeah.
I was living only on things from the earth, things that are seeded, things that were nutrient packed. Yeah. So it did. It changed after it was completed. So to the end of the journey, I ended up losing 8 pounds and 4 inches around my abdomen, a few inches on my arms and legs in 7 days time. And I originally was only going to do it for 3 days. Me and talked about that. Yes. I was only going to do it for 3 days and I ended up sticking it out for 7 days. Yes. Which I never thought I could do, but I did do it.
Yes, man, that's what I'm talking about. And you know what? Because that feeling is addictive, and it's just like I started epically failing one day. I couldn't even get through one day. Then I finally got to 3 days, and and then find myself back at day 1. And then eventually I did a week like you, and I was just like, okay, and then I just kind of got used to doing it, and it just comes naturally, but only because of the lessons I learned each time I tried it. Is it like that for you? Because now you have a base.
Yep. So like you said, once I eliminated things and started trying to add things in, like I didn't eat meat the whole time, and then I ate shrimp. Shrimp was fine because it's a lighter fish, it's a lighter food. Right. But when I tried to eat chicken, something changed.
Yes. And that is because, chicken for one contains the most bacteria, I will say, in the animal, as far as the things that we commonly eat. And once you clean out the gut and then you reintroduce a bacteria, even if it's fully cooked and it's still flesh. So your body just got like, hey, I'm loving what you're doing for me. And so now you get to reintroduce things one at a time so that you can find out how to cater your diet.
Yeah, I've cut cheese. Like cheese was my go-to because that was my vice. I was like, oh, I can eat cheese. I tried to eat feta and I got so sick from feta cheese. And I'm like, okay, so I can't eat as much cheese. So I have to sprinkle it down.
Yeah, so here's a few things you did. One, you gave your body an opportunity to experience a less mucus environment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. When you do that, then the blood runs faster. You get water into the digestive system a lot faster now. And then when you reintroduce mucus, your body immediately speaks. But when we're in the groove of things, the body gets programmed and says, oh, okay, I guess that's what we're doing now. So
Right.
and as you eat more dairy and stuff, you don't get that kickback.
Right.
That warning doesn't come as fast. But
Right.
once you eliminate how fast did it happen?
It happened literally less than like 3 hours. I was sick ever since I ate it. It was so
Right.
quick.
And so this is not a time to beat up on yourself, but more so learn about yourself.
Yep.
Because see, what things that you can eat might be perfect for you and then horrible for the next.
Yep.
So this journey is trying to cater and customize what's right for you. So there is no one size fit all, is what we both have found out.
Right.
And another thing I wanted to touch on, and I'm not going to keep you too long, but you talked about, I love one, you measured inches.
Mm-hmm.
You measured waist.
Mm-hmm.
And for anyone who's listening right now, think about your waist size in the terms of, because one of the first warning signs to needing a cleanse is an enlarged abdomen where our stomach sticks out. We either got it down low or up high. Usually it starts up high. That's the first one.
Yep.
And then around the waist. So as you start to eliminate waste, WASTE, your waist size shows you what you're doing. So that's how we want to look at our waist size. How much waste am I carrying?
And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do the cleanse, because even my husband was like, he thought, because I couldn't figure out, as much as we work out, as good as we eat, I could not figure out why my weight wasn't changing. Right. And my husband was like, I think there's waste, like you said, waste. Mm-hmm. And once I did that cleanse, I saw the difference, because it's been 2 weeks, I think, since I've been off of it. And I see the difference in my abdomen, like you said. When I was on the cleanse, my abdomen was flatter, it wasn't as sticking out as far, but the 2 weeks afterwards, because I have not been juicing other than the ginger shots, I can tell the difference in my abdomen.
Yes.
So that's why we're working on a plan now to make it more normal while incorporating my diet.
Exactly. And that's how it works. Because so now you're going to start programming your body to a new, like, as long as you're going to have balance.
Yes.
So you don't have to do as much, but every day you're going to be introducing that life. And then, so yes, as you do the things that we can't avoid out here sometimes life throws a monkey wrench at us, life changes, things like that happen. But if that's constantly incorporated in your routine, then your recovery time is so much easier.
Yes. And because of this, I now know I can go without meat every day.
Yes. That was like my aha moment. I said, even when I'm in my hardest times, right? I say, now, Camille, if you can go without food, come on now, and you are a foodie, then you can do anything. It kind of like set the bar for me. I'm like, okay, food and water. What? So if I can build some willpower over those two things, then that's that mental stride, and I love it, and I'm excited for you. Tiffany is getting ready to do this again, folks. Yeah. So I will be getting her things together for tomorrow. We can dig ourselves out of the snow. Wow. Okay.
But it also set me on a different path. Like, I am now, my mind, like you said, is saying, okay, I can do 2 days with meat, 5 days without. It's about 80-20 to me. That's how I try to live my life, 80-20.
There you
go.
So
it set me on a different path of mental and physical, and what I'm willing to feed into my body, and what feelings come from that. And now I know what to look for when I eat those
Ooh,
certain things.
I love it. I want to touch on this and then we're gonna end. And I
Yep.
just want to thank you. So you talked about the mental, you talked
Hmm.
about the physical,
Hmm.
emotionally.
Oh,
Emotionally. Tell me about how that went.
so, I've been overly emotional being at home,
Or
because I'm
haven't
stuck
we all?
stress and anxiety and what's going on in the world and scary everything. So I've been overly emotional because of that. But during the cleanse, it helped me center those emotions because I no longer concentrated on all of everything that's going on around me. My concentration was on my body. And to me,
Mm.
once you build your body, your spiritual, your physical, your mental, then you're ready for the world. And
Ah,
I needed to do that within me.
yes, yes. I affirm that. And that's what they mean by holistic. It's
Yep.
not some hippie slogan or something to just say. Holistic means you are addressing the whole self.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then the weight loss and everything else is just an added benefit.
Yes.
Man,
Yes.
when you can, and we all need to get grounded. If you fall, you stand back up and you get your grounding
Yep.
so that you
Yep.
can move again. And
Yep.
that is the process of life. This is no like destination. Every sometimes people are so focused on the results that they forget that they've learned a lot about themselves in the process,
Right.
right?
Right.
And it's
Right.
that process is where all the jewels are. Because
Yes.
once you get to the destination, now what? You're
Yep.
gonna start a new one.
Yep.
So why
Right.
rush to try to get to the end when only thing waiting on you is a new journey,
Exactly.
right? So,
Exactly.
oh man, I thank you so much. You are helping so many people in the group right now, because, like I said, so many of us have those questions. What is
Yes.
it like? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What are my steps? And
Yes.
so I'm honored to have you on here. And also, I love that you and Larry are together on this. You're equally yoked, which meaning going in the same direction as it pertains to not just love and marriage, but health and all that is incorporated together.
Yes.
And it's not a lot of our men. I know our men are in this group. They are quiet. I barely hear from them, but they're there and they
Hmm.
need that love because that really, as a couple, you're not being perfect. You're in the process of
Yes.
becoming your best self,
Yes. Yes.
and when you can do that together, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I would just want to say, I love you.
Love
Thank
you.
you for being on here. And yeah, so okay, I'll be seeing you tomorrow, right?
Yes. Yes. I'm
We can get
excited.
out of this snow. I'll see you tomorrow. And then hopefully will you come back and share what you've learned on the next step?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can say that from that, getting that gut moving again,
Yeah,
I have felt my body change. I'm losing more weight, things like that,
right,
because now my body is functioning the way it's supposed to function.
right. And that does something for your mental.
Oh man,
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 and then that bring that peace to your emotional.
yes,
And it's just, and it don't mean that stuff is gonna stop happening. You just now have the wherewithal and the stamina and the endurance to deal with it.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's how it
yes.
works. Oh man, I love you, Tiffany. Until next time, boo.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you having me. Let me tell my journey. And I'm happy to answer any questions or anything. I'm sure the guru, I'll call you the guru.
And that's because I done messed up so much. I can tell you what not to do. Okay, that's
Exactly. My husband, first thing I asked about say something, he said, "Did you ask Camille?" I was get
ah,
right on it.
man. You keep bringing that good food to me, man. Anything you want, anything you need. That's how it works. That's how you speak to my soul. Your
Right.
food. All right, love. Send my love to Larry. Until next time, thank you. And anybody who's watching, you got questions, you're gonna put them down in the comments after we post this, right?
Yep.
All right, Tiffany, love you.
Love you. Thank you.
Okay.